Residents of Oko community in Delta State, which was previously flooded, have returned to their homes from the temporary IDP camp in Asaba, where they took shelter during the rains. Many of them, who are farmers, lost their sources of livelihood and are still grappling with some challenges. Our community report tonight takes a look at their current situation.
Delta State is one of the states affected by flood this year, with deaths recorded and property destroyed. Oko community is one of the worst hit by this year's flood because of its proximity to the river Niger, with farmland destroyed and fish ponds, which serve as a major source of livelihood, devastated. This necessitated the relocation of residents to the IDP camp in Asaba, where the state government catered for their needs. After the floods receded, the camps were shut down in November. Now, most of the IDPs are back home, trying to pick up the pieces of their lives. However, the effects of the flood still linger. Flood line marked buildings, collapsed makeshift bridges, and muddy terrain. This farmer is one of those still trying to find his feet after the floods. His rice and yam farms are completely destroyed, leaving him with nothing to fend with his family.
I planted rice here, but the flood destroyed the farm, even my yam. Now we are hungry. We want the government to assist us.
They also have stories to tell concerning their stay at the IDP camp.
The government fed us well, but we had a lot of health challenges. I don't pray to stay at the IDP camp again. I really spent a lot there on treatment, but the government took care of us.
With all this, the call for urgent help and attention is a timely one.
We need help. Let government come and see us. Farmers, widows, and the responsible kids. No school, nothing. We have school here, but since there's no school because of flood.
While the state government seems to be aware of their plight, it says statistics of affected people are being gathered.
Unfortunately, this year, we had an upsurge in the numbers. Last year, we probably had in the region of about 13,000 displaced persons in the camps. But this time around, we had almost just under 20,000. So the numbers swelled quite a bit. And that's something that we really need to look into to ensure that the people who come into camp are genuinely displaced persons.
Oko community is just one out of many communities in Delta State that has suffered flooding over the years, and the plea for help is a general one. Just like the Oko people, these other communities are also hoping that help will come their way, and very soon.
And to Adamawa State, where the government, through the Ministry of Livestock Production, has flagged off a free vaccination of cattle for farmers in the state. The vaccination exercise is aimed at preventing the spread of diseases in animals that are transmittable to humans. The vaccination exercise is expected to cover about 4 local government areas, which have over 70% of cattle in their state.
According to the World Health Organization, the increasing demand for beef in Nigeria requires concerted effort in eliminating neglected zoonotic diseases, which can easily be transmitted to humans. It is in response to this call that the Adamawa state government is conducting this vaccination of cattle in the state. This is the first of its kind in the state in recent times, where over 100,000 herds of cattle are being targeted within the next 3 days. Southern Adamawa has the highest number of cattle in the state. This is why the flag-off exercise is commencing here in Batal in Genye local government area. The Adamawa State Commissioner for Animal Production, who is represented by the Divisional Veterinary Officer, reveals that about 75% of global emerging diseases by World Health Organization standard are from animals. He speaks on the significance of the vaccination exercise.
It's a very contagious disease called contagious bovine pneumonia that affects the lungs of cattle and some other ruminants, small ruminants also. It devastates, it kills a flock in just a jiffy. And it has a very serious economic consequence in the sense that if the disease is found in a herd of cattle, it will just go all around and get them infected, and it passes from one cattle to the other, even through the mere spread of saliva, and the common grounds of grazing and common drinking spots.
A federal lawmaker from the House of Representatives who is collaborating with the state government says this intervention will give the Fulani herdsmen a sense of belonging. Just as the spokesperson of Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association in Adamawa State applauds the efforts of the state government and the lawmaker.
There is need for us to see how we can also assist them, particularly that we have outbreak of some diseases, and the diseases actually sometimes affects human beings too. So it is important that we try to control that by vaccinating them.
Those days, all our cattle, they are really not well. There is so many diseases like a cough and other things and other fevers are affecting them. That is why we are very impressive. The job has been done to us.
The representative of the Emir of Ganye laments the lack of veterinary clinics in the area, calling for more collaboration between the state government and elected legislators.
We applaud the efforts of the government for coming to our aid. However, we appeal to government to revive our abandoned veterinary clinics. Secondly, those parading our rural cattle markets should be monitored to prevent fake drugs which affect our animals and our people by extension. These issues should be taken seriously for the health of our communities.
Although the exercise is the first in Adamawa State, the government has announced plans to procure more vaccines to sustain the vaccination exercise, in addition to ensuring that all animals slaughtered in the abattoirs are properly examined to certify them fit for human consumption.
Well, staying in the northern region, the Yobe State government is collaborating with a non-governmental organization, King Salman Humanitarian Aid, to provide free eye surgeries to less privileged persons across the state. The technical team leader says that patients have been screened and many others have already undergone cataract surgeries.
Cataracts is one of the most common causes of vision loss in people over 40 and is the principal cause of blindness in the world. The Boko Haram insurgency in Yobe State has crippled economic activities in the state, leaving many residents with inadequate funds to get treatment for eye problems. This reason prompted the Yobe State government to partner with the King Salman Foundation to offer free eye services to the less privileged.
We came here to help humanitarian with the help of His Highness King Salman for the humanitarian and aid. So we came here to help the people to do cataract surgery. We have already admitted around 500 cases and we have already operated around 300 cases. So we will do around 500 cases, inshallah. You know, we have already done, we are planning to do in Gombe also. We already done in other states of Nigeria also.
The beneficiaries of the free eye service, who are mostly old people, thank the foundation for the eye treatment.
Da ido na dama kwata-kwata bana gani, amma alhamdulillah yanzu ina gani. Dan saboda haka na gode Allah kuma na gode muku. Allah ya kara mana na. Kwarar kuwa ina kira na hakika duk wanda ya ji labari ya taho a duba idansa. Allah da zai samu sauki. Yawa. Kwarar kuwa.
Ido alhamdulillah. Ban na gani yanzu kam dai ido haske kwarai kaman ni kaman jinjiri. Ina ganin ka sosai, na gode sosai. Allah ya saka. Sannu na gode. Sannu. Madalla.
The beneficiaries are appealing to other aid organizations to help render more humanitarian services to many Nigerians affected by the Boko Haram insurgency in the northeast.
An infrastructure decay in most primary health care centres across Bauchi State is gradually being phased out, with some of the facilities now wearing a new look. Well, this intervention is coming from the United Nations Children Education Fund, UNICEF, with funding from the European Union. However, it appears the challenge before the state government now is to provide adequate manpower for the renovated healthcare centres.
This footage, taken in 2017, depicts the deplorable state of primary healthcare facilities in Bauchi State before the interventions from development partners like the United Nations Children Education Fund, UNICEF, and the European Union. A health officer in charge of one of the PHCs tells us how attendance rate during antenatal session plummeted due to the inconveniences experienced by mothers.
If pregnant mothers come for antenatal, the place where we used to keep them is leaking. So when the rain come, we used to transfer them from there to other sites, and that thing can give a problem to them.
The UNICEF project is giving a facelift and an upgrade to healthcare facilities, and some of them will now be known as Center of Excellence, which means they have moved from the provision of basic to comprehensive healthcare services.
34 PACs out of 108 earmarked for renovation have been completed. Standard equipment has been supplied to 323 main primary healthcare facilities, 1 PAC per ward, with 245 approved as functional 24 hours, 7 days a week.
In the Sina Shira local government area, one of the renovated PHCs is being handed over officially to the state government.
In the name of Allah, the beneficiary, the master.
Beyond just the building, adequate manpower is required to derive full benefits, and the responsibility lies with the state government.
Let me allay the fear of the UNICEF because of issue of the staff that we have problem actually now. The Bauchi State government has graduated about 126 basic midwives and community midwives. And then they are going for 1 year mandatory posting so as to be mentored and learn. We're going to post them to all these comprehensive primary care centers in Bauchi State.
These advances in health services is especially delightful to the women.
Kuma muka samu masu taimaka mana suka zo suka dada gyara mana a dalilin mu mata. Ko ba haka bane? Domin a kare lafiyar mu da namu da yaran mu. Ko ba haka bane? Don haka nagode Allah ya saka da.
As more attention is being given to the health sector, hopes are ignited of achieving the SDGs set target by 2030. Hajira Aliyu, Channels Television News.
Rendition from one of the choirs at the end of the year Christmas party put together by the Ebonyi State government. The event, which was attended by notable leaders in the state, is also used to showcase some of the achievements of the government since assumption of office. The governor, Mr. David Mahi, attributes some of his achievements to the successes of past leaders in the state and the cooperation of members of his cabinet.
Everybody, please, can you join? Please join their excellencies to the dance. Thank you. House of Assembly members, chairmen, coordinators,